Well, I'm finally getting around to making an update. It's been, almost 3 weeks since the surgery, and the feet are doing good. I'm not allowed to wear regular shoes yet, so I'm just wearing some shoes that are 2 sizes larger than I normally wear, and plus I kind of cut those slots into them. Some cheap shoes from Walmart. Been wearing those pretty much starting a day or two after the surgery. But anyway, hope my doctor's not watching this. But anyway, so I've got a little bit done. I had a lot of distractions. My old theater, which is actually in a similar house to this, just around the corner, similar theater, a little bit smaller, but it's been down for a few years. So Terry, the guy that bought the house from me, had not had a theater for a long time because the old Anthem D2 had died. So I gave him an AVM 60 that I had laying around, and then also some basics amplifiers because one of the old Emotiva, I forget the model on those, some of the original Emotivas, one of those died because one of the Behringer crossovers was putting out like 38 kilohertz at a pretty high output, and apparently that destroyed the amplifier. And then we put some base X amplifiers on there, and one of the resistors in the crossover, or not really crossover, but attenuators in the line array started smoking. So that's when we discovered that old Behringer crossover was doing that. So I happened to have another one of those laying around, and had plenty of base X amplifiers laying around. So we've got that theater up and running again. And then some other stuff like having a new center island for the kitchen. It's been built, and somebody built that for me, but I got to figure out who's going to stain it now, because I'm not going to be able to do it and match the other. But anyway, let's turn the camera back around. So I've got the subwoofer baffles for the additional 4 18-inch Ultimaxes up here in the attic. They're going to go over there somewhere. You can't really see. I mean, just look right over there. The other 8 are at the far end. There's going to be 2 here and then 2 over there. I have to dig some spray foam out to do that. But the way these mount, we got these things here already pre-drilled and screws waiting to go. So they sit down between these 2x12s, and they don't actually sit on the sheetrock. They sit on these things, held about 1/8 of an inch or 1/16 of an inch or something, just off, so they're not touching the sheetrock. So those will get screwed onto the sides of them here to sit on those 2x12s. But it may be a while before I get to that because, again, with the foot surgery thing, I'm not sure. I probably shouldn't even have brought these things up here by myself. But anyway, climbing around on the attic to do that might be kind of hard on the recently operated on toes. But the other thing I've been working on, of course, are the rear speakers. And I've got those close to being ready to put up against the ceiling and wall to mark the bolt holes, and then pull them down and, oops, just about dropped the phone. Pull those down and put the drivers in and wire them up. So we'll go take a look at the stuff out in the garage. Okay, so the rear speakers, inverted ground plane CBTs. I think I had these actually in the previous update. The only difference now really is they've been painted. The one other thing I need to do is this. This is the side that's going to go on the ceiling, and I'm going to put some support pieces inside there that the bolts will run up through the ceiling, and then I'll have to get up in the attic and put some supports up there for those bolts to go through, because these are going to be fairly heavy when they're built. And then the back side will just be bolted to the back wall, probably with just maybe like 4 of the heavier duty sheetrock anchors to bolt that on, because all the weight will be supported by the bolts that go up through the ceiling into some 2x4s or 2x6s or something. So there's that new center island. That's I thought I could stain it by just rubbing the stain on and wiping it off, but it doesn't work that way. It's got to be sprayed on, mixed with some kind of polyurethane. And so what I rubbed on, I had to sand off, and now I'm going to have that professionally stained as soon as the guy gets where he's got free time to do it. The thing I've been working on, these clamps can come off. These are going to be the acoustic panels mounted on the side of the theater. They're going to be wrapped in a fabric. So there's a little groove. I don't know if you can see the little grooves there. That the fabric will wrap from the back around, go into that groove with a screen spline. And then there's going to be 4 grill frames that magnetically attach to the 4 quadrants there. And then also there will be a strip that goes down through this that's also fabric wrapped. So it's going to be like a gray fabric on that, and then a blue fabric on the 4 quadrants of the grills. There's going to be 2 inches of rock wall in that, and then on top of that another 2 inches that'll be kind of squished down of just like a, I guess it's like a fill batting type material, like a quilt batting or something you make pillows with or something. So the idea of that is more to be like a filter, because a lot of people say that that rock wall and the Owens Corning 703, things like that's not good for you to breathe the particles. So I figure if I have 2 inches of that and then this quilt batting on top of that, that'll kind of act like a filter. Plus the rock wall will be wrapped with like a fabric also to help with that. So, but anyway, those are going to be held on the wall with these. So this is long enough to span a minimum of 2 studs, 3 studs, depending on where it's positioned on the wall relative to the studs. Magnets will be screwed down into those. And then, of course, those will go protrude through these openings. And then on that, there's going to be, this will be glued on there with another magnet. So that'll be something like the magnet will be in here, and then it'll be glued on like that. So these things will protrude through and stick to the magnet on this. So that'll hold those on the wall, hopefully. They're pretty strong magnets. So these magnets are not only neodymium, but oh man, it's almost hard to get it off of there even. But they're kind of, they got back plates and so on, so it kind of focuses the magnetic energy, so they're not going to have any problem. Let's see, so we got one in there and one stuck on the back of it, and it's pretty hard to pull off. But anyway, so I'm hoping to get these a little further along today, and also to put the supports on the backs of these, or on the tops actually, I guess, since that's the part that goes on the ceiling. And then my brother is going to be in town day after tomorrow for a few days, and so if necessary we can get another friend to come over, maybe 2 people to hold each of these up against the ceiling, against the back wall, and I'll get in there and mark all the bolt holes, and then we'll pull them back down, and then we can start loading drivers on them, and then I can work on the attic and rig up something to support the weight of these things. So anyway, hopefully I'll have another update. I'm still going to be off work until at least the end of the first week of January. I mean, actually, I think I could have gone back to work a few days after the surgery, but I guess my doctor doesn't see it that way. So, of course, if he knew how much I'm on my feet when I'm here at home compared to the 8 to 12 hours a day I'm on my feet at work, he'd probably just send me back to work right away, because he figures that's better than the amount of time I'm going to be on my feet when I'm at home. So anyway, that's it for the moment. Okay.